All right, self-confidence can be a challenge for some children.
Yeah, so how do you improve your child's confidence? Dr. Laura Saunders from the Institute of Living is here with some tips. Hi, doctor.
Hello, friends, and happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you. All right, so I see self-confidence and I see self-esteem. Can you explain the difference between the two?
Yes, so self-esteem is kind of your overall opinion of yourself, how you feel about yourself overall. Self-confidence is how confident you are in your ability or your skills. I generally prefer to talk about self-confidence. I feel like it's a little bit more concrete and a little bit easier to work on than self-esteem, which is a little bit more kind of amorphous and harder to work with.
Okay.
But there are concerns because signs of low self-esteem in your child are fairly evident. So not exerting any control over your choices is those kids that say, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. A lot of negative social comparison and difficulty speaking up for yourself or asking for what you need, as a few.
Okay. And as parents, how can we promote self-confidence?
Well, kind of like a little bit of, going off of what we talked about last week around control, it's actually trying to give your kids a sense of control over their environment. So stepping back, giving your kids some space to make some of their own decisions. I think a really important thing is actually not overpraising your children, because we think, we just say all these nice things to them and it'll make them feel good about themselves. In fact, it doesn't work like that. In open-ended praise, you're great or you're beautiful, actually allows us to reject it, right? Because I'm not that great or I'm not that beautiful. What you do when you give praise is you give specific praise, meaning instead of saying you are great, you would say, it was great how you helped your sister with her homework, right? You give specific things that show you're attending to what they're doing, because open-ended compliments are way too easy to reject.
That's so funny because when I was a kid and my mother said, you are beautiful, I believed it.
That's a discussion for another time.
Right. So being specific about what you're doing, but you also say, I love this one. How does giving your children chores actually make them more confident?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's work on that.
I think it would turn them against us.
So really, it's self-confidence is built by a sense of accomplishment.
Okay.
Right? And the more you do things, you go out for the soccer team or the lacrosse team or the chess club, or, it doesn't have to even be a sport. The more you do things and the more, you're going to have failure experiences, but you have to learn how to get through that. If you do some chores around the house, you do things, it is important that parents notice that. I'm not saying give effusive praise, but thank you for taking the dishes out of the dishwasher, or thank you for putting away your laundry, or thank you for bringing your laundry down to the, the washing machine. Specific pieces of praise that you notice the things that they're doing lets them know that my skills and abilities following through with something is noticed and is important, and I'm an important member of this family.
And self-confidence is really important. I mean, if you don't have it, not good.
Without it, it really inhibits you from trying new things, thinking outside the box, pushing yourself, doing things outside your comfort zone. So without self-confidence, it's really hard for people to manage anxiety or to make advances in school, to take on challenges and risks. So we need some degree of self-confidence to do that, which is why I focus much more on self-confidence for our young people than self-esteem, because self-esteem is a little bit more like, I feel good about myself, as opposed to I'm confident in my abilities and my skills. I know I can do X, or I know I can do Y. It's much more specific.
Okay.
All right, Dr. Laura Saunders, thank you so much. We're going to assign more chores.
No, I don't. I already have enough. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday.
Have a great day.